Today, we're choosing a new path. We're choosing a new way to deal with pain, trauma, abuse, rejection. We're choosing a new path and a new way to be able to progress and move through painful things that have happened to us in a completely new way. So we can take the old wiring, the old ways that we had to deal with it, and we can put that to the side and we can develop and create completely new neural pathways. So that if those things that come back up into our life that feel like they're bringing back those painful memories and traumatic experiences, when those things come up in our life, we have new options. We don't have the same selection that we had to choose from before of how we would cope, react, respond. But no, we're choosing to create a new way to deal with our pain. Hi, I'm Daniel Estevez, and I create content for clear, conscious people who desire deeply a new way, who are tired of the old multiple choice options that are offered to them, and through their heart's truest desire, they yearn and long for a different way that the world around them isn't offering. And that way is deeply more aligned with their being and honors their journey and gives them new options and new ways to be able to succeed today, tomorrow, and in the future. The first step towards changing our way that we view whatever traumatic experience that we went through is we have to normalize it. I'm pretty sure that literal sentence is completely antithetical to what a therapist would want you to do, but hang on. I want you to hear what I'm saying. I don't mean normalize abuse. I don't mean normalize trauma. No, that goes without being said. But what we are normalizing is the fact that it happened. What we need to do is we need to take back the power that we lost in those traumatic, abusive, painful moments. We need to take back that power, because still lingering in your past and your past experiences of pain is some latent, potent power that because you and I, in our unaligned self, we don't want to go back to those painful places. A lot of P's here. We don't want to go back to those painful places. But what happens is when we avoid something, that starts to fuel it and make it become more powerful. Okay? Imagery of I'll just start avoiding the bully at school, and then that doesn't work. And so then you start taking the long route at home or through class or whatever, and things just start compiling because you never had the opportunity to confront, not that you could, but you never had the opportunity to deal with appropriately to the best that you could the situation. And maybe in this scenario, you end up at a different school or homeschooled. But in a small sense, you've given up your power, in this analogy, to another person and given them so much of your future safety, your future place of comfort. You've given it to them and saying, oh, it's fine. I didn't want it anyway, so I'll just go. So right there is why I'm saying the word normalize. Because what's happened has happened, and the way that you had to process it is exactly the way that you needed to process it. You did a great job. Whatever happened and however you needed to process it is exactly how you needed to process it. And where you're at now is exactly where you need to be. And so normalizing is an understanding that's saying what has happened has happened. How I responded is how I responded. All these things are good because all things that happen are good because they make you who you are. That's it. That's how you begin to normalize it. We're not saying what happened wasn't bad. We're not saying how we reacted wasn't bad or good. Nope. It's all okay. Normalizing is the first step. Okay? It's like instead of it just being this black and white thing that doesn't have much definition, kind of like I'm seeing like the outline of a drawing or something in your past. Instead of that, we're just starting to add a little bit of shading. We're just adding a little bit of color and realizing, okay, what has happened has happened. How I responded and reacted, which maybe for you is still a ball that keeps rolling in your life because you keep having interactions with people or whatever the things that keep popping up in your life that are reminiscent of that pain. Love it. We're here for it. And we're doing is saying, I reacted how I needed to react. What I went through is what I went through. And remember our favorite motto, the coolest people we know came from fucked up childhoods. So that's number one. And I'm going to tell you this one. This one's tough to hear. Okay? This is number two. Excuse me. Coffee. Living like you're waiting for an apology will only keep you trapped. Living like you're waiting for an apology will only keep you trapped. Do I need to say anything else? Fucking raise your goddamn hand if you fucking resonate with that shit. For I lived for so long just waiting. Kept like fucking I whatever little things I would do to try and like not good communication, but try to be like, don't you see me now? Don't you realize how wrong you were in the past and how great I am now? And I was waiting for that apology. But perpetuating in that waiting for an apology is also holding on to, for me, bitterness and resentment. Because to keep the fire alive of I've been wronged, you have to continually feed it with pain, with hurt, with unforgiveness. Now, this video isn't about forgiving the one who's hurt you. That's not what we're talking about. And when I'm talking about waiting for them to apologize, that's not what I'm talking about. What I'm talking about is when you're waiting for the wronged person, who, by the way, you could bet and make a lot of money if someone would take you up on that bet, they'll never fucking say sorry. Maybe once in a blue moon, but you can't fucking count on that. You can't wait for someone to apologize because you will stay trapped. You will stay stuck. And now you're asking me, what the fuck do I do then? I don't know what to do. You didn't ask to be in this situation. You didn't ask. You didn't fucking ask. So you can't fucking ask your way out. What the fuck does that mean? I don't know. It just sounded cool and I wanted to say it. Let's see if it makes sense. You didn't ask for whatever happened to happen to you. And you can't ask, what do I do now? How do I get out of it? Nope. We got to go through steps. We have to do the hard work. Because what happened before was the lack of hard work, was the lack of people fucking going to therapy for 10 years and actually dealing with their shit, but no, rather just living in whatever energy they fucking chose to live in and enacting it on us. What happened for them is they didn't do the work. We're doing the work. Now it's our job. Now, okay, fuck you, how dare you? Okay, I hear you. I get it. But that's not what's gonna solve anything. What happens is we recognize, fuck you, I'm awesome because I went through pain. That's our fucking champion right there. I'm awesome because I went through pain. And interesting people have had interesting painful upbringings. Wow. I'm feeling this one today, guys. This is in no way discrediting where you've been, where you've come, what you went through. Not at all. When I say you can't live and you can't wait for them to apologize, it's because I don't want you to be trapped like I was. I don't want you to have to just stay in that spot where you go, there's a whole section of me that's locked away, that doesn't have access to fucking living life because that fucking person in my past destroyed me. I hear you. In this moment, I love you. Oh man. I love you. I love you that's listening, and I love you that's locked away. And I love me that's locked away. Here's the last point, and you're gonna hate it. Faith overcomes trauma. And I don't mean religious faith. Faith is, here's an analogy. Do I care? No analogy. That's maybe a small analogy. Faith is wearing a harness, being on a rock wall, and knowing that the rope is there. And yet in the moment, your body is screaming, I can't fucking fall. I can't fucking fall, because you're high up, you're nervous. Your body knows that if you fall, you're dead. But faith is the reminder that I am secure. I am held. And if I fall, I will be caught. Faith is the antithesis to the part of us that wants to hide. Faith is the solution that takes us from undealt with trauma or undealt with perpetrator and gives us a promise that we can show up today. Now, how does faith come into play with this? Faith is, let me tell you this, faith is the step beyond what you feel you can physically do, right? Faith is the, I'm just gonna go. I'm gonna trust that I'm being held. I'm gonna trust that this whole system won't collapse as I take a step forward. Faith when it comes to walking through and past and beside our trauma is the thing that hurt us, the pain, the betrayal, whatever the abuse was. It's going to inform us how to hide better, how to cope better, how to mask our pain better so that our perpetrator doesn't see it and continue to push in and push in. It's going to inform us to live, and I'm going to say this, but in quotes, in unhealthy ways. Now, I don't consider it unhealthy, but in this setting, in unhealthy ways just means it's not the fucking perfect healthy way that we would be if we could. And the answer to stepping out of that safety, I'm standing here on the flat ground. I haven't even started climbing yet. Why would I even start climbing? I could fall. No, the answer to stepping out back into the place where we could be hurt again is belief that you are your advocate, that you are not alone in this journey, that what has happened before is what it is, and that now you have a community here, all of us sharing this space. You have community. If you don't have it in your life, you have it now. You're welcome here. You're welcome here. Comments below. I want to talk to you. There's a link in the description. We can talk. a free 30-minute call. I'm a fucking life coach. I want to sit and I want to talk with you. I want to walk with you on your journey. You're not alone on this journey. And all because you said, I'm tired of the same options, the same multiple choice, the same different ways I can react and change by 1%. I want something different. I want a new neural pathway. When my anxiety comes back up and reminds me of things that are hurtful from long ago, I want new ways. I'm tired of the old ways. And you dare to say this? I want to be healed. This is how we do it. This is how we become healed. We're aiming for healing. We're aiming for healing. Wholeness. We're aiming for it together. You're not alone. Whatever your journey is, I love you. And I want to come alongside of you, and I want to embrace you, and nothing you say could scare me. I fucking dare you. There's nothing you could say that I wouldn't just see you. No matter how painful whatever it is that you went through, no matter how much no one fucking understands, I see you. You're not alone. Because we all deserve fucking love and hope as we walk through this journey together. Like, comment, subscribe. You belong. Click on the link in the description. Let's chat. Much love, as always. Bless up.